We overcomplicate most things in life, so let's make nutrition and movement simple, you feel me? Let's make it something that we enjoy so much that we use it as a tool to walk towards our happiest and healthiest version. What's up, friend? My name is Shelby and I am a health coach. I work with my clients one-on-one to lead them towards their happiest and healthiest version. I am here to optimize my existence. I am here to figure out a way for me to show up in this world that I believe to be true and to walk towards that. And that doesn't mean that it's not a difficult road. That doesn't mean that there's no hiccups. What it does mean is I can be gentle with myself as I take the baby steps towards unlocking my potential. Our stories are individual. Your story is very unique to you, and it's important that you unlock it because there is only one you. When I work with my clients one-on-one, we make it so simple that you can't help but evolve. We make it so simple that you have to make changes in all areas of your life, and it just happens. It's not that you have to, it's that it automatically happens from these small habit changes. So I want to let you in on those little tiny habits that you can implement now to make yourself happier and healthier. You can walk towards that. You can walk towards optimizing your existence. So let's talk about the 5 that we focus on. So the very first thing we focus on is nutrition. The very first thing that we hone in on is our nutrition habits. Nutrition doesn't have to be overcomplicated. In fact, I know you know what to do. I know that you know what foods nourish your body and what foods don't actually serve you all that well. I know you're an intellectual human. You wouldn't be here otherwise. And so you know what to put in your body. The problem is staying accountable to that. And we use discipline as a word to say that we are consistent in those habits, but it has nothing to do with discipline because food is a relationship. We have a relationship with food. Figuring out how we show up in our relationship with food is super important. So the one thing that I would have you do at the very beginning of working with me, and you can do this yourself, is just observe. Just look at your patterns. Just pay attention to what you're reaching for when. And when you're doing these things, you can take note of what's going on before. Are you stressed? Are you happy? Are you celebrating? Are you sad? Are you just content and it's time to eat a meal? Whatever it is, take a note. Then while you're eating, how are you experiencing the food? Are you paying attention to what's going on in front of you? Or are you watching a screen? Are you listening to music? Are you hyper-focused? Are you working? Or what, anything. So just observe. A good way to do that is to take photos of what you're eating, and my clients send me their photos. And so there's a little accountability here. They're like, oh shit, I just hired a trainer and now she's seeing what I'm putting in my body consistently. So a shift automatically happens there, which is fucking awesome. However, if you don't have someone like me in your life, you can figure out how to hold yourself accountable. Maybe it's a journal. Maybe you post it on social media and you're holding yourself accountable there. Something, right? So just observe. When you make the observations, that's when you can make the pattern changes. You recognize the pattern and then you decide how you want it to be different next. So the only thing I would focus on is just observation for nutrition. So this is where we would start, okay? So the second thing that we focus on is movement. Now with movement, I want you to enjoy the fuck out of what you're doing. I want you to move in a way that feels good to your body. I want all of your joints to feel good all of the time. And if that's not the case, our goal together is to remedy that joint pain. And so if you have certain things that trigger joint pain, we will walk towards them because we want to eliminate the pain, right? And that is possible. I know that sounds crazy, but it is possible to eliminate the back pain or the knee pain or the hip pain, the shoulder pain, the elbow pain, whatever it is for you. It is possible to eliminate it. And if we don't get rid of it completely, I promise you we can reduce it significantly. And I wrote an ebook and I'll link to it in the description, but this resource will help you eliminate that pain. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check it out in the description below. What I would suggest for movement, so this is our second step, our second easy choice, is movement that you'll do. Some movement is better than no movement. So if you're gonna take a walk, do that. If you're gonna take a run, do that. If you're gonna lift some weights or use some bands or do some yoga, whatever it is, start there. If you don't have the consistent habit of moving your body, my suggestion to you is finding movement that feels good. Maybe that's dance, maybe that's whatever. Find movement that feels good to your body, that you want to do, and build a habit of consistently doing that. It doesn't have to look like anyone else. Eventually, I would work towards incorporating strength training and mobility because we want full range of motion and we want strength through the entire range of motion. But first, start with the baby step. Step 2, the baby step, is some movement that you will do. That's it. That's it. It's easy. So observe and move. That's it. So the third one is tied right in with the first two. It's called choose your hard, right? And I use this as just a reminder to choose the thing that is challenging your existence, because that's the only way that we actually get to grow. If we push a little bit out of our comfort zone, that's how we start to grow. And it takes some consistency in pushing because our bodies are resistant to it. Our bodies want to stay comfortable. Our mind wants to stay where we're at. And so challenging the narrative takes some level of effort, and there might be a little struggle in it. There's some level of mental toughness that comes with choosing your hard. And there's some level of saying, I'm just going to take one tiny little step at a time, which is actually the fourth one, right? The fourth one is baby steps. So everything is intertwined. You'll see this with everything that I talk about. We choose our hard step, but we only take one tiny little baby step. That's it. So if you've never worked out, if you can't seem to get yourself off the couch, the only thing I want you to do is put your shoes on and walk to the door. That's it. And then the next day you can walk outside the door and walk to the end of your driveway, and that's it. Or maybe go to the gym, just drive to the gym. That's all you have to do. It's a tiny baby step. And then once you walk in the doors, set a baseline of, I will do this at minimum. I will stretch my body head to toe and understand what's happening in my body. Even if I don't want to work out, I will at least check in. Now, this is my baby step that I stay consistent with working out. This is what I do. I say, I will go to the gym and I will move my body. I don't have to do anything more than that. And that's every single day I get to do that. I get to make that choice. And so when I choose my hard of taking a rest day, I still move through my body and say, where am I holding tension? What's going on? How can I best proceed with this day? And when I choose my hard of doing a lift day, it's where am I holding tension? Is there any joint pain anywhere? Is there anything I should avoid, right? So the baby step can help you in all parts of life. Step 1, observe your nutrition. Step 2, move your body in a way that feels good to you. Step 3 is choosing your hard. Step 4 is taking a baby step, the tiniest baby step you can imagine. And step 5 is become selfish. And I know this feels counterintuitive. I know it feels like we're not supposed to prioritize ourselves. And maybe that narrative is shifting slightly, but we still feel this level of guilt when we take care of our own needs above everyone else. And so it's not that we are neglecting the people around us, neglecting the people who rely on us, neglecting the relationships that are important to our world. It's that if we don't prioritize ourselves, we cannot contribute well to anyone else. So becoming selfish is a badge of honor and saying, I will take care of me so I can take care of everything in my existence, everything in my world. And that takes becoming in alignment with who you are and understanding what you want to believe in this lifetime. There is a set of rules that are true directly to you because there's no one in this world who is you. There's only one person who has seen through your lenses, and that means we need you to show up for you and for all of us. You bring a specific gift to this world, so you figuring out how to be your happiest and healthiest version is optimal for all of us. If you're on the journey of self-discovery and you want more information about accountability, that's what I do. I am your cheerleader. I am in your corner. I'm the one telling you that you fucking can until you believe that you can. I'm the one reminding you of how worthy of love you are until you remember. If you're in the part of your journey where accountability seems like a good option for you, I'll leave information in the description below. That's what I do. I get to be your cheerleader. I get to be the person in your corner cheering you on as you discover who you are and how you want to show up in this physical vessel. So that way you can align with the mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's all connected. And if you want to be better in one area of life, I promise you, it is your physical existence. I promise you, if your physical body shows up with more clarity and less resistance, everything else moves with clarity and less resistance. So I'll leave, again, information in the description below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for walking towards your happiest and healthiest version, because as you optimize your existence, you are optimizing this world around us. And I so appreciate you for that. If you enjoyed this video or learned something, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for being here. I fucking love you.